يا شبابا قد أنابا وإلى الله استجابا إن من يرجو الثواب لا يبالي بالصعاب في سبيل الله نمضي نبتغي رفع اللواء فليعد للدين مجد وليعد للدين عز منا الدماء يا شبابا قد أنابا وإلى الله استجابا.
What are you here for?
I really don't know. I'm about to find out, to be honest.
We got lettuce, we got mayo, we got ketchup, we got the whole 9 yards. Then we got all these kids right here. Customers.
Go, Coach.
Let's go. You guys doing good? You guys like what you see? What are you guys here for?
Have a great time with some brothers. The event organized perfectly. The volunteers, I love them. Amyl Council, I think the executive board. Awesome event. Volunteers are alright. Volunteers are awesome, yeah. Except the guy before me.
Alhamdulillah, I'm glad that the young brothers are able to get together. Bond is something that we did when I was their age. I'm only 22, but it's not that much difference. But it's a good thing to keep them out of trouble.
I think it's a good way to spend a Friday night. Better than doing bad things.
Next to the Islamic school, having fun, having a basketball tournament, as you can see.
He was getting together, we all getting together as brothers and just having a good time, man. Spending time here.
That's what you like about
selection. Us Muslims do have fun.
وقل رب زدني علما.
The ultimate aim
aim of education in Islam is to liberate you. Make you a liberated man and a woman, because an educated mind cannot be fooled. An educated mind cannot be exploited. And Muhammad will give the example. طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلم. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every single Muslim.
Considering that this is a very mixed audience, this is not an audience of just youth, I feel like there is a message that we can take home, inshallah ta'ala, that can benefit both the adults and the youth. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, and I'll reflect on 2 ayats inshallah. One of them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنْتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ.
Sometimes because of the aspect of continuation of actually praying over and over again, you've developed some sort of boredom sometimes. And it becomes a matter of just body movement opposed to body and heart.
School activities and this and that, and then we'll go home, go to sleep, and we'll get up for Fajr. Simple life. We were not exposed to anything which the kids now are exposed to.
Even before you and your Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam arrived, people have been talking about you. That last nation, that best nation, that honored nation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulihil Kareem amma ba'd. Okay, how many people were here in the last debate? Somebody look at this. Debate is generally culture versus religion, you could say, right? So, with that said, we're going to have how the structure of the debate is going to be. We're going to have 2 teams, right? 3 people from the brother's side, 3 people from the sister's side. You'll basically come up here, brothers on this side, sisters on this side. We're going to give you the for or against. We'll assign it to you. So, for example, we might say, sisters, you are for culture, and brothers, you are for religion, or vice versa, whatever we decide. Okay? So you'll have 10 minutes to come together, decide how exactly you're going to approach the subject, and then after 10 minutes, you need to choose one person to speak on behalf of the team, and you have 2 minutes to give us your strongest case for whether you think, or not what you think, but what you've been assigned. All right, we have 3 on each side. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off, and we're going to have the brothers. We're going to have the brothers be for culture, and the sisters be for religion. Okay, so is that pretty clear? All right. So you guys have 10 minutes. Ready? Any arguments? Go. All right.
If you finish writing down your questions, raise your hand.
Your support for religion over culture, right? Go.
Right, religion is mostly what makes up our culture at times. Even as we grew up, our parents would tell us things to do, and as I grew up, I would notice that, well, it's part of religion. It's not something that we made up. It's just traditions or anything. And other than that, religion should be the best, but not to say that culture is not good too. Culture is fine, but most of the times it will contradict our religion. It will contradict Islam, and that is not right. That's not it, because we are Muslims before we look at our nationality, before we're Egyptians, before Moroccans, before Americans. We are Muslims. I think that everybody would know, but like we would understand that. But when he mentioned that the anecdotes about weddings and how they're mixed, I went through that too, but I did not like the mixed weddings, and I would tell my parents and I wouldn't go. That it would be my decision, as I think my teammates would too. It's just a natural way of thinking, because Islam to me is the most important as it is to everyone. Culture is fine. Yeah, as I said, culture is fine. It's really good. It builds up our characters. It builds up who we are and how we treat a lot of people. But then again, it just comes up to be that we are Muslims, and that is it. Thank you.
We are here at the American Muslim Youth Leadership Council. That's American first, so we clearly identify our culture before Muslim, our religion. Because as in the opening night, the first thing that we talked about, Habib Qadri talked about getting along with our parents. Getting along with our parents will not be possible if we do not have a communication, if we cannot communicate with our parents. Communicating with our parents relies on the culture that we have from back home. Without this communication, we will not be able to communicate with our parents, with our grandparents, which is going to make a drift between our Western culture and Islamic culture. And it's in the authentic hadith, Prophet ﷺ has said to obey your parents, because to obey your parents unless they command you to do something against the religion. So obeying our parents to the point where we're not disobeying the religion is absolutely necessary. And we need to identify the difference between the Islamic culture versus the Western culture that we live in. Islamic culture is the culture that we live by, because what is culture? Culture is the beliefs, the community we're in, all this is in culture. So Islam is part of our culture. It is separate from the Western culture that is where all the music, the zina, the fornication, the lying, all of that takes place. So first we need to distinguish between the Islamic culture versus the Western culture, and within the Islamic culture, it is necessary for us to realize that everything in our culture is, as long as it is not becoming a bid'ah, which is against the religion, our culture is our Islam. Islam is our culture. An example of where I use my time.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Baba Ali. We're playing the basketball tournament. Look, this is Muslim playing basketball, and alhamdulillah, it's been going really well. Brothers get very competitive. Sometimes they get really competitive, but alhamdulillah, everyone seems to be having a really good time. This is the Amyl Council first basketball tournament in the first Islamic conference for the Amyl Council, and we're all having a good time. So inshallah, next time when you see this video, you're like, hey, maybe I should go to the conference. Remember that you should go to the conference because you can do this. Basket. Where are you going to be next year? Sitting at home watching videos on YouTube? No! You're going to be here making baskets for us so I can be talking and you're playing in the background. I'll see you guys there. Assalamu alaikum.